Welcome to Chasing Dreams podcast with Aimee J. Aimee believes that realizing a life without regrets is achieved by taking chances, chasing your dreams, making moves, and overcoming your doubts. The Chasing Dreams podcast will help you overcome life's obstacles, believe in your potential, and inspire you to face your fears. And now here's the woman who is passionately pursuing her dreams, Aimee J.
Hey guys, so as you know, this is the month of August 2018. We're in a series of special episodes that are just me, myself, and I, and you, the listener. And so I wanted to take this month, we're going to recap real quick, to chase my dreams in particular. I am focusing on some things I've been wanting to do, that I've been trying to do for the past 2 or 3 years that I haven't done successfully by myself. And now I got a group of people with me. We're working on it together. We're all chasing our dreams. And so as a result, I don't have a guest episode for you guys today. I am so sorry about that, but I do have something to talk to you about. And I know my voice sounds a little different. I am under the weather. I'm on antibiotics. So I'm on the mend, but I didn't want that to stop me from getting you an episode. And this is actually the best I've sounded, which is why I went ahead and recorded. So let's recap real quick, shall we? Last week, we talked about why you are important, how you, your voice, your story is important for this world, and how no one else has that story, right? You are unique. And so the important thing to remember it is your life, not their life. And because of that, you need to live it to the fullest and chase your dreams. Okay. So that was last week's. You're going to find some overlap in this week's conversation because it's also kind of tangential. Okay. This week, I want to talk to you about permission. Permission is something that we often look to in just by default, by gut instinct. Is something like, I got to get permission for that, right? Permission to go to a friend's house if you're a kid. Maybe even if you're an adult and you're married, hey, it's natural for us to ask for permission to borrow books. Hopefully, because you shouldn't be stealing. Permission to, when you're a kid, go to the bathroom. Permission to use the block someone else is using. Permission to just do a number of things. Permission to take vacation when you ask your boss or your work, right? Permission is so ingrained in us that we just by default look for permission. But there is something you don't need permission for, and that is to chase your dreams, right? I know, mind-boggling. Some of us are so busy waiting for permission that we're missing out on a number of dreams that we have, right? It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because some of you are so friggin' talented and so much potential that you just kind of hold it in because someone hasn't given you permission to follow that. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need permission. You don't. That is something within you. That is your right. That is your ownership of it. And we're so used to asking for permission from teachers, siblings, from people in our industry. We feel that we need their blessing to do it. And maybe there's something that you are doing that you really truly feel you need their permission for. Well, then why are you waiting? Go get it. I mean, you don't really need it. Okay. Unless you have I'd be interested if you feel like you need permission for something, hit me up on Twitter or something and let me know, because I'm not sure what it is you would need permission for, because really it is your dream. And so I don't want you to waste it by not chasing it because you're waiting for someone to say, hey, it's okay. You don't need validation for your dreams, right? If you want to be a trumpet player and you've never picked up that instrument, but you deep down have always wanted to play that trumpet, go to your local music store, rent a trumpet, maybe not buy it because it's very expensive. I mean, I don't know. Buy it if you can find it cheap, or buy it if you have the money like that, and learn. People give lessons online. I'm sure YouTube has lessons for trumpet. It's not unheard of. And so if there is something that makes you happy and it's just something out of your norm, out of your sphere of normalcy, And, it's crazy. What are you talking about? Why would you ever do that? Do it. Right? You guys remember Jamea? Jamea was in corporate, left that job to be a beauty artist, a makeup artist. She just recently got the Best of Baltimore award, right? But I'm sure, and you guys can listen, she was in the episode, I think it was like episode 6 or something. We'll get the link in the show notes, but Jamea's story is amazing. She is doing fantabulous right now because she decided to pursue her happiness. There are over 150 dream chasers that I've talked to who have all chased their happiness and are better for it. I've yet to meet a person who is not better for chasing their happiness. Now, let me be clear. It doesn't mean that it's easy. Okay. So don't get that twisted. Don't go automatically assuming because I said they're happier that it was easier, because it's not. I have over 150 stories of people who I don't think any of them has said it was easy. I'm hard pressed to find one or recall one that said it was easy. So don't get the two twisted. But they are happier. I mean, personally, I would rather be working more for something I'm happy about than easy for something I'm depressed about. Okay. Does that make sense? Like, why would you chase something? Like, why would you? Yeah, I guess you're not chasing. If it's easy, but you're just unhappy, then why stay in that position? You have the permission because it is your life, right? This is where I'm saying it relates to the previous episode. It is your life, your experience. At the end of the day, it is you that goes to bed. At the end of the day, it is you who have to account for the things that happened in your own life. Not your parents, not your siblings, not your best friends. You, only you. You are the main character in your own adventure. You are the one that makes the decisions for what you do. So even if someone says, hey, I gave you permission to do it, you have to give yourself permission to do it. Even though you don't need permission in the direct sense, I guess in a way you have to give yourself permission to do it, because whether you listen to them or not, that's here or there, but you are the one that has to answer to yourself. Okay. So me telling you don't need permission, you can listen to it or not. You can follow it or not, right? A lot of you, interesting enough, from last week's episode, a lot of people have been amazed that I'm chasing this dream now. Guys, I've been chasing my dream my whole life, right? I mean, I've had such an interesting background. I didn't get here through a straight path at all. I was a Meyerhoff scholar, sciences, computer science. I loved it. I don't regret any of my decisions. I worked at NASA. I had an amazing time working at NASA as a computer engineer. My sister, Jamie, went to law school. And at the time, I was not feeling challenged in my role as a computer engineer at NASA. Yeah, I know. I said it. And so I went to law school because I thought it would help me do what I wanted to do, which was help others. And by being a lawyer, I felt that I could do anything. I still believe that. Like, I feel like because I went to law school, yeah, hit me with whatever your problem is. I could probably figure it out, because I think I learned how to read problems, and I think it gave me the tools I needed for that. I think I could be an MBA, like, not to knock people with MBAs, but I think I could do it too, because I feel that it's interesting. And this is a tangent of sorts. I think I have the mind for an MBA, even though I don't have the MBA certification. There are a lot of people out there like that, but the world is so focused on certifications that they may not hire you. So you have to show it in a different way, or go get your MBA. I didn't want to do that because I felt a law school was more than enough. 24 years of formal education was more than enough. And so that's why I went to law school, because I figured I could do anything with that degree. I could just pursue what I wanted. And with that, because I had a science degree, the smart thing, people with science and a law degree should be licensed to do patent law. That's what I was told. That's what I kind of believed. And I thought there was security in that. And so I did. And again, I learned a lot. I owe Andy McKinney so much for taking me in during law school, for bringing me in to his firm after law school. And we had a great time. I learned so much in that time. And I went and did a stint at the patent office as an examiner. And so that was cool. And I learned in that job, I could have done it, but I stayed for 8 months and the commute was very difficult. I commuted from Baltimore to Alexandria and 8 months was all I could do of that. And for me, family life balance is a huge thing. Not family life, work-life balance is an important thing. And so I decided to take control and I spoke with Andy. He brought me back into the firm and again, did a great job, had a fun time. And then I got another interesting opportunity from my friend Sunil at Comcast and I became a contract manager and I learned negotiation. I learned how to discuss deals. I learned so much there, right? So again, interesting path, but each time I'm happy with this journey I'm taking, right? I'm still helping people. I learned that I am such a team player. I love working in groups. I love helping people. And I was doing that in every role. And so instead of helping scientists and inventors one-on-one in the patent world, I went to help companies and corporations and small businesses in Comcast. And, you know, working in the team I was in, I love my Comcast team. They're fantastic. And then, you know, here I am today at CareFirst working as a contract manager, and I love who I work with. And now I have a work-life balance that allows me to do a little bit more with expanding what I want to do. And that is kind of where we are today in that I gave myself permission to chase my dreams. And the stars aligned of sorts. And so I now have the time in the evenings to do what I want to do. And I cleared my calendar to be able to focus on that. And for those who are unaware, my dad is having surgery in 2 weeks. And so, you know, kind of cut down on obligations. So this seemed like the good month to do that. So I'm here to help with his recovery and my mom and help her. And so this was a good month for me to focus because I had time. I'd be home. And so if you say, why now? Why now? I'm saying, why not now? That's kind of where I'm at. And so I'm having a great time because I've given myself permission and made myself this space to chase my dream. So I have been chasing my dream. I have been happy throughout. It has not been easy throughout because, you know, you go through this period of uncertainty. Like, is this what I want to do? Is this where I'm happiest? And when you're presented with opportunities, you have to evaluate, is this for my benefit or not? And, you know, the stint I did at the patent office was interesting because I loved learning the other side of the table in patent law. And I don't regret it. It was just a rough commute. I just could not do that commute. But I also don't think it would have been for me in the long run because it was kind of a little bit monotonous, in my opinion, for me. Because I think I was doing the same thing, reading the same thing. And so I was not my long-term goal to be there. And so, you know, I think every experience is something that is beneficial. And I learned a lot from that one. But today I'm podcasting. Throughout all of that, I found a way to podcast continuously. Podcasting, the show Haven was one of the best decisions I made. It was while I was a patent lawyer. Again, work-life balance. When I had work-life balance, I was able to do more when I chased my dreams. In Philadelphia, work-life balance wasn't as great. It's just because we're a small team. The workload was intense. I was doing overtime. And so I didn't get to chase my dream as much as I wanted. And so when the opportunity to come to Maryland came up, it offered more work-life balance. It offered, better incentives in the sense that I'd be closer to family, closer to loved ones. And, when you lined all that up, for me, it was more important to do. Comcast is more known than Care First, but for me, it wasn't about that. It was just one of those things that made sense. And for me to be home, I think it was for a reason, like my dad having surgery, being able to be here for my mom and my parents and my sisters, as a person who's close, I think was significant. And so the fact that I have the environment, the supportive environment I need, I think is huge. And it's probably one of the reasons why things are a little bit different today than they were last year or 6 months ago. But I say all that as to show you guys that I gave myself permission this whole time to chase my dreams, but it was never easy. It was never overnight, right? Everybody talks about overnight success. And we'll talk about that in another episode, but overnight success is such a misunderstood concept, right? Taraji P. Henson, people were saying was an overnight success. Do you know how long she's been in the business? Right? When Empire, Hidden Figures, y'all are like, hey, she's an overnight success. Please. Taraji P. Henson has been in the business for over 20 years and has been hustling and putting the work to the grind. She is amazing, but not an overnight success. And I don't mean that disparagingly, right? Because I'm just saying, don't misunderstand. She's been around. She's been working. It's just overnight that you realize, if you didn't know it before, how good she is. That's all. And so that's for another time, but she's been chasing her dream all these years. You may not see fruition till down the road, but you have to give yourself permission to make the chase to get to that day. You'll never get to the day until you start working for it. So I want you guys to give yourself permission to chase your dream. Even if I say it, please don't get confused. You don't need the permission of someone else to chase your dream. If you're looking for permission from others, I'm telling you now, you don't need it. You have to give yourself permission to chase your dream, because that is the only way you're going to be able to do it full on and with happiness. That's the thing. Once you give someone else permission over your own life to make decisions, you've given them control. And that's not ideal. You can get others' opinions, right? Pros, cons, but you have to be the one to make the decision. Don't put the onus of that on them, right? Feedback is great. Feedback is important, right? I mean, don't go trying to become an actor and then thinking it's going to be easy. Get the opinions of other actors and say, hey, how's it been? What's it like? That's getting feedback. That's cool. But don't say, hey, do you think I should chase that dream of being an actor? Don't do that. Don't do that. Listen to these episodes. None of these guys have asked permission from anyone. Okay? They gave themselves permission to chase their dream. So that's what I want you guys to kind of get from this episode, is you don't need the permission of anyone else. That permission, that power is all yours. So guys, that's what I wanted to talk about today. That's what we're going to do for today is about permission. So last week we talked about how it's your life, not their life. It's your permission you need, not theirs. Okay. Very similar to last week, but different, because while you know it's your own life, make sure it's your permission you're getting and not someone else's to chase your own dreams. Because at the end of the day, you have to answer to yourself. All right. So guys, as always, you can find the show notes over at AimieJ21.com/episode 154. That's episode 154. And until next time, keep chasing.
Thank you so much for listening to Chasing Dreams. Aimee would love to connect with you and hear all about your pursuit of chasing your dreams. Connect with her on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram via @ChasingDreamsHQ. Or you can find Aimee on Twitter @AimieJ21. That's AIMEEJ21. Be sure to visit headquarters over at ChasingDreamsHQ.com for more inspiration, motivation, and resources to help with your own dream chase. We hope you'll join Aimee next week. And until then, keep chasing